in terms of defining what's good practice and for Guru in general and for catering to the AI search, here's some tips on that front. So when you're designing your cards, and you want to optimize the AI experience, so you want to get back the best possible suggested answers with Guru, you want to think about your cards as either like mini prompts, if that's helpful for to you or for you, or what's more helpful to me is to think about your new hires. I think designing your cards with your sort of new hires in mind gets you in the sort of right state of mind with how much you need to spell things out, how literal you maybe need to be, and keeping in mind areas where you may have sort of tacit knowledge, that knowledge that you've just kind of accumulated from doing your job for however long you've been doing it, and how to sort of make that explicit. So when you're designing your cards, you kind of almost want to be thinking like, hey, if I were like somebody brand new to the company, could I like look at this card and understand it or have a pretty good idea of at least the key concepts in the card? So you want to be deliberate and consistent with your wording, and your structure so the AI can understand and use that content correctly. So, use the sort of same terminologies for different things that you may have. Make that tacit knowledge explicit. So if you have jargon, if you have sort of acronyms that are specific to your company that maybe are not easy to understand for someone who's like new to the company, you maybe want to spell those things out, and make that wording very clear. If you think about your card like a mini prompt, basically that means like you want to tell the AI sort of how to behave. So you want to sort of spell things out for the AI in a very like literal, but also kind of short, to the point, direct kind of way. So that it's not getting hung up on sort of flowery language that's maybe going to confuse the AI. You just want to be like simple, direct, really clear, to the point. You want to use like header and body formats, bullet points, which are going to be really effective not only for users to be able to just like read your information quickly, but it's also just going to be really easy for the AI to understand. Tables are great, but just be careful with too complex of tables or the information that's in the tables, in terms of the ability for AI to understand it. It's just that a lot of times tables rely rather on implicit information more than explicit information to understand the sort of relationship between columns and headers. A lot of times there's some sort of implicit understandings there. So just be careful around like how your tables are structured and formatted, to make sure that those implicit relationships are a little bit more explicit, if you really want the AI to be able to understand it really well. And then you can sort of use this sort of this tacit knowledge audit checklist, as a sort of way to think your way through your cards and make sure that there's not too much tacit knowledge in there, and areas where you might be able to improve, and make things a little bit more explicit, make things a little bit more easy to understand for not only your users, but also for the AI, which is mainly why you'd want to go through a checklist like this. And so you can ask yourself, is there missing context? Is there unexplained acronyms or jargon? Are next steps or owners unclear? References missing? Vague or general language? And there's some examples of all these over here. Yeah, keep an eye out for this kind of stuff. This deck will also be shared after this recording. So if you like this checklist and you want to grab a screenshot of it, you can now, but also I'll include the deck in the follow-up email as well. So you'll have this as a resource there too. So this should be a helpful sort of guiding post, in terms of optimizing your content for the AI experience. And then you can also use AI to help you make your cards better for AI. So we have an AI assist, AI author assist feature inside of Guru, where you can highlight content and you can, tell the AI assist to decrease words, to shorten it, to reformat it into bulleted lists. You can even come up with your own custom prompts that you can turn into quick actions. I'll show an example of that actually. So I'm going to take this chunk of information here, and then I'm going to click this assist button here or here. And I've built a custom prompt that has a release notes template in it. So I've told the AI assist in the manage settings what a release notes card should look like and what sort of structure it should have. And now I can, and I've made it a custom action here in Assist. So I can come in here and I can click this release notes option in my Assist option, and it's going to completely restructure the content of that paragraph to match the sort of structure that I want it to have. So in addition to card templates, you can come up with these sort of templates or custom actions in your Author AI Assist, so that now I've turned that paragraph chunk into this really readable, easy to digest feature release notes format that has all these different areas that I want it to have. That makes it a little bit more readable, cuts it up a little bit, and maybe it's not exactly perfect, but it gets me from point A to point X, and then I can get to point Z a little bit easier. So yeah, check that Author Assist feature out. If you want to build those custom prompts, you can do that in your manage settings, in your workspace preferences, and come on down to Assist for Authors, and then click this Manage Prompts button.